Oh. I got two.
So,
Hey, superstar over there.
yeah, right? For real.
Every time I go on Facebook, I see something there.
I
We're
know,
gonna
it's so
be
much
out.
Real
fun.
happy
good.
to see it.
We're
It's
done.
on.
Okay, folks,
Doing
we're
good.
calling meeting to order here. Welcome tonight to the Holly Township Parks regular meeting for July 12th, 2023 at Carl Richter. I call this a meeting to order. Let's stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
All right, Donna McBride.
Here?
Sorry. Jeff Carl.
Yes, and I
Yes.
have my name tag in
Yay.
there.
Here.
Courtney Coster here. Dave Lontine.
Here.
Kathleen Martin.
Here.
Patrick Feeney.
Here.
Joe Hutchins.
Here. Okay, moving on to agenda changes and approval of agenda. Does anybody have anything to add to the agenda or?
I was just going to say, after what's popped up the last couple of days, would we want to add anything about the leaches? I mean, I don't
No.
know, there's a lot we
We
can
can
say.
just talk
but-
about
No.
that in
I mean,
our
in,
comments.
in
Well, I
our
just do it in-
commissioner.
That's fine.
yeah.
I was going to say, there's not a lot to say, but.
There's
you know.
not.
I'd entertain a motion to accept the agenda as submitted.
I'll
Support.
second.
No.
Oh, I will make a motion to accept the minutes as.
No, that's the
or,
agenda.
Sorry, the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Support?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Approval of June 14th minutes.
I make a motion to accept the June 14 minutes.
I will second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same side. Motion carried. Moving on to bills for payment.
You know, I'm looking at mine, if I may, and I do have a couple questions. I know that we have plenty of staff at the beach these days, and for that I'm grateful and think that's going really well. I'm seeing park payroll listed once, 615. I'm seeing another park payroll, 630. So is that ones for June? Like, why are there two in 1 month?
They get paid twice a
They
month.
get paid twice.
All employees. It's bi-weekly.
So the employees get paid once a month or twice?
Twice a month.
Twice.
Twice a month.
Yeah.
Bi-weekly.
So since it's going by date here, it's that's why it's showing twice.
Gotcha, the 15th and the 30th. That would
Yeah.
make total sense. Thank you. One other question I had. It says the park telephone in the amount of $412.64. Then it lists a little bit further down, a mobile phone from AT&T for $111.22. Why are there two,
Rachel
Phone
has the mobile phone.
Yep.
which is the
AT&T.
AT&T?
Yep.
Yeah, so note that.
Okay, because there's also a Verizon charge.
No, Rachel's is Verizon.
Over.
AT&T is our phone lines.
Right.
Or I mean,
At the
sorry,
age-
The
internet.
other way around.
Internet is AT&T. Our phone
Oh,
lines
because
are
it's listed under the mobile phone. So we're paying $111.22 for internet?
for AT&T. Yeah, I think so.
I think we
Let
could
me
do
call and make
lots better.
sure about that. Actually, I'm not.
Okay,
There might be
111
something
a month,
else
that's-
that they billed to
Seems
it
a
when
lot.
they came out to
That's-
check on that. I'm not
oh,
sure.
like a maintenance fee or something?
Right.
Okay, because, yeah, the $57.32 I get with Verizon makes sense to a normal, phone line, a phone line of Verizon, but
Sure.
the additional,
So that may have been something when they were at the park.
Because
it
it was
could be,
last
because
month they came out.
we had a lot of stuff going on between the internet not working and other things not making sense, so we did have to call for maintenance at some point.
What is the 412? The park phone?
Oh, crap.
Yeah, that one
Should-
says
you know
park
what, That's gonna
telephone.
have to go in a different.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah, that-
So 108, 12 in April, so that's about what we're paying, but I'll have to look at the bill and
So,
see
yeah, and then
what
the-
it's covering.
1972, I'm assuming, is a check, not a date.
Yes.
For the CMC Telecom, I'm having a big question about that, the 41264.
That's probably 2 months. We've only been getting like a bill from them every,
Yeah,
months
even
sometimes, but-
$200 seems like a lot
yeah,
for a phone line.
agreed.
So,
That's the one we were having trouble with though, that didn't switch our email, so
okay.
we can always call and see if we can scale down. I know we have 2 phone lines.
If we have AT&T doing our internet, we can usually get,
Bundle it.
yeah,
The issue is AT&T is the last bill that is, I think, that's in Tony's name. But I have no way to transfer that into someone else's name. Someone else would have to get a totally new account. So we just make sure we pay it for right now, because we don't know what else to do.
Right, okay, so, but that's AT&T, but there is a
Mhm.
different account then you're saying with CMC
Yep. That is
and Verizon.
our phone lines, yeah. Verizon is the cell phone that Rachel has. I forget
All right.
how exactly it all works, but
So
So
those,
CMC Telecom,
are the phones on the desk? Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
But
those are the phones
that-
on the desk.
right, and AT&T is definitely internet.
The internet.
But I don't know if they're charging us for anything else with it. I haven't looked at the bill. I'll have to look it up.
okay,
But it is comparable to other months that you just looked at.
Okay, just one
I can
quick,
definitely,
one
let you
quick
know.
question on the Rachel one. Now, at the beginning, that was because there was information on that phone that allowed her for banking purposes. Do we still need that? Rachel, the phone that Rachel had,
Right.
we kept because there was information for her to access accounts and that. Is she still using it for that purpose?
I believe so.
Okay.
I can ask to make sure.
Okay,
if she-
I didn't know if that
might
had
be easier
changed
to do
since we
that.
changed the accounts and that, so.
Right.
yeah, and I totally realize that we're still struggling through the last of what
Yeah.
we needed to do
Mhm.
for the last bit, but, I just feel like there's, a much better bundle we could get as, you know, a
Maybe.
park, and I know
Maybe.
that we're looking at, website, and we're looking at all those different aspects of it, so
Right.
I'm just
I
hoping
can
that at
call
some point it could be
CMC.
it could be a combined bill that's a
Mhm.
lot more reasonable than what I'm seeing.
I wish I had a CMC bill with us. I know CMC's not just phone lines. They're, I
'Cause
can't
that-
remember what all
well,
they do.
Maybe that's what we might be able to see, maybe next month, actually see the billing, get a copy of
I
it,
can
so
do
we can
that.
look at it
I usually
and
have
break down and see.
one.
Analyze, yeah. Maybe all three of them, perhaps,
Yeah,
the,
that might be a-
the Verizon,
Mhm.
CMC, AT&T, just so we can, I mean, there's gotta be a better
Yep.
combination.
Well, I think we've been working at straightening things out, and this is just one more small thing we have
Vestige,
to
I know.
straighten out. Yeah, we're
I
working
agree.
on it.
Yep.
Yep.
What's your guys' wish on this, bills for payments? Anybody wanna make a motion, or what?
I'll make a motion
I
to
think-
pay the bill.
Anybody having major issues with what's here? I don't. I'd like to get some more
I,
information.
yeah, I
Set
have
on
questions, but it's not not gonna stop me from paying the bills,
Right, right.
Yeah.
just like mine.
I don't see
Yeah.
any significant like jumps in them or anything. They've been that way.
I
Did you
make a
make a
motion, we accept
did.
the bills for payment as stated.
Alright.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Sorry. Martin,
Yes,
Feeney,
Yes.
Hutchins,
Yes,
McBride,
yes.
Nuntine,
yes.
Carl,
Yes, approved.
Coster, yes.
okay, moving on to the financial report.
No, the financial, I gave you guys like all those last month, because there was a misunderstanding. Rachel was told that we did not want them anymore, so she printed them all off last month. That's what I gave you last month. And then, obviously, this month's is right here. But there was a misunderstanding between Mary and Rachel, that's why. It wasn't a,
Yeah,
it was an accident.
these misunderstandings are gonna have to be just straightened out.
We never had 6 pages of these before. I mean, we had a format that told you that this is what was in our account, this is how much we used, and this is the balance of it, so that we know at the end of the month, the end of the year, when we have to do a budget, and send it to, George, that it's simple enough to follow along and see what we need to add money to, what we need to subtract money to. I've asked for that format a
That's
couple of
what this
times.
is.
It's not.
It says budget, but it's not. It's the exact same thing that we were using before, but with the new program, it says budget. That's what's,
This is not the
the
same
same.
thing. I'll bring an example of the ones that we had at the first day.
That might be
And,
needed.
and basically you fill in the numbers.
Can you give that, instead of waiting for the next meeting, can you send that to Courtney?
Yep,
I have,
yep. I
probably,
could go
I
out
have
and
some.
get you one
Yeah.
now. So that it's easier for us to read, easier for us to,
You mean this?
yeah.
Yeah. It's, let's see. It doesn't have the percentages, but it is pretty
But it
much the same
tells-
thing.
It tells you, which account it comes out of, how much money we have left in it.
This one also does, it's only missing, so the accounts are all the way here. Those are the numbers for the account.
Can, I think Donna,
It's
get
different.
that
it
to
is,
her.
but
And
It's
what
the
I was
same
gonna
thing.
ask was, maybe next meeting, I don't know, this is asking a lot probably. Maybe see the information on both formats, to see
See
what
which
we,
one's easier
what,
to
what,
understand.
what makes more sense to us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
And
that might be asking a lot for
And
our
getting
bookkeepers,
these
but
This
at the
is-
last minute is not acceptable either.
but I mean,
It's just not.
we're trying to
We don't-
figure
We're
out.
sitting here and you have to go through everything, where if it comes out the week before, like it's supposed to.
With our
And
agenda.
we have our time to
Right.
go over it
Yeah.
and not have to sit here and play.
Catch up.
well,
I think
Gotcha.
something that will
Yeah.
help is we're trying to get our bank statement a little earlier. Hopefully that will help. I'm hoping that instead of just mailing a physical copy that goes to the township that we have to pick up, that we can also get them to email one too. I know the township has to have it every month,
getting
but
online or not.
it might make it quicker.
Yeah,
that
mine
way.
comes email.
Cause
My
she
state
just,
bank one comes
she
email.
just doesn't get,
Seeing
she
this,
doesn't get it quick enough.
this follows this, but
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I agree. But this is, I mean, they're pretty similar. It's just we're missing the percentages here.
Yeah.
Right, that's what we're looking for.
It's
We're
just,
looking for
this,
the
this
three.
format's a
Just-
little more confusing.
It has the
Like I
amounts,
said, I
just not
think
the
we need to be
percentages.
comfortable, everybody
But the
here needs to be
accounts are here.
comfortable with the format, so I think that might be,
The issue, I mean, this is from QuickBooks,
getting that-
the old version. We don't have
Yeah,
QuickBooks
getting
anymore.
this.
It's you pay a fee for the entire year we switch programs, so I'll have to ask her if she can
You can
get the
copy
percentages
it
on.
and put it in the computer and save it. I'm not even computer literate, and I know that you can do that.
well, obviously, we're not gonna solve it tonight.
Right.
So how about we go about doing it this way, that we can see both of them,
Yeah,
and
and pick and choose.
pick and choose and say,
What's
this is the
simple.
format that makes more sense.
We don't know if she's able to do the other one.
Well, that's true. Well, that's the reason for getting it to her, to see if that's
Yeah.
possible. If it
I
is.
can ask if
then-
she can get the percentages on there for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Okay, what do you guys want to do with our financial report tonight?
I did have one quick question, and I'm not real sure. Number 921, park utilities. It seems like we are way and above, and I'm not sure why. That would be $1,000 more at this point than what is budgeted.
Yeah.
Is that in the
921, the back page,
Oh,
flip
okay.
it, right on the top line there.
Right.
So that kind of jumped out.
1,060 more, yeah, that's, quite a bit. Now, what I'll entitle is this so everybody's clear on utilities. Are we just speaking electricity? Are we speaking?
That's
just
why I like
Yeah,
the broken out format more,
Right,
because it
right.
delineates between what
exactly.
the money
between
is to.
electric and gas, because the nature center's on propane.
And if we had that broken, I see your point. You have it
So I do
broken
have
down,
a
you'd see
question
the
on that
increase in
one.
gas and- yeah.
Is this a combination of both parks?
Yeah,
Yes.
the financial statement is, yeah. Well, both of them are budget and financial.
We also pay water at the beach too, water and electricity, no gas.
Did our Hamilton's propane go up, and maybe that's part of it? I don't think it went
Not
up
at
that
the
much,
beach.
right?
No.
No,
It's not propane.
Oh, I thought it.
I
I
mean,
thought you
it's
wanted
a
part
combined,
to
the
the-
It's
propane
combined,
could
yeah.
skew it, but I wanna say we did the propane last summer.
Oh, yes, beach utilities are
So
separate,
this
thank you, Dave.
Park utilities
Yeah.
is all.
Is all
Sorensen.
Sorensen?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's
that
a
is-
question I have.
Yeah,
Do we pay for water there?
No.
Yes,
Mm,
We
Not
do, or are we
Sorensen.
on a well
I think
at Sorensen?
testing, yeah.
Sorensen's well,
Yeah.
propane, electric, well.
Would you like a motion to table this until we get further information on the utilities? Would that,
I can have her break that down possibly.
Yeah, I just want to see why it's,
I'll make the
$1,000.
motion
We can
that
also
we
go through our
table
old
until
bills for
further
payment.
information on utilities are provided. That's, I mean,
Somebody want to make a motion?
made the motion, I'm just looking.
okay,
made the
oh,
motion.
I'm sorry, Pat, I didn't realize you had done.
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry,
I'll
just
second.
made the motion that we table the financials until we get a little breakdown on the utilities,
Yeah,
you know,
hmm,
I don't
Yeah.
understand this.
if that's
yeah,
acceptable.
it's, there are, Dave just presented another question, Dave, if you
Well,
want.
The park telephone on the 851.
Number 851, yeah, it's over double,
Yeah.
so something's off.
Right.
And then beach disposal is up $1,000.
Well, we're looking at 851, look at 850. Beach telephone, we don't have one that's operable.
That's right.
Says 600 and then nothing.
Yeah.
So we don't need the budget for it?
it was budgeted the previous year, so we're looking at, you know, last year's budget, you know, it was budgeted, but
Right, but with the beach utilities separated out from the other number that I was questioning, the park utilities,
right,
that's
yeah,
a big question
right.
there for me.
20,
1237.11 and then 5560, just doesn't make sense.
Do we want to add some more issues that we'd like to have further explained as part of that motion? Someone want to make an amendment to our motion on that, and what else they'd like to see explained a little bit better?
Well,
there's-
one more amendment to that, as I'm looking up here to, because we're to discuss this tonight, is beach disposal and park disposal. That, I take it, is the dumpsters.
Yeah,
Right, right.
Because I have heard rumor through the grapevine that we only pay for one dumpster. But it shows here we pay for two dumpsters.
that's what I was
too.
told as well, that the beach one was free.
Yeah.
Because it's only used for some.
So is the beach one up $1,000 because people are dumping in it?
I don't
Why would
know,
the beach
or
be
maybe
$1,000?
maybe it was free and now they
We-
started
well,
charging
no.
us, I don't know.
What happened, why the overcharge is because illegal dumping, they threw the wrong stuff in, we got billed an extra charge for,
For couches and,
yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna
That's
discuss
why I
that
wonder
later on, but
But
yeah.
if we're not.
okay,
if
all right,
we're
so
not
I
even
would,
getting charged for
Patrick,
that
can I
one.
amend your,
Yeah, no, I'm
motion
looking for
to
some amendments.
table the, budget, just does not make sense. There's several pieces that we've already cited here. Among them, 806 beach disposal, 851 park telephone, 920 beach utilities, 921 park utilities, then 970, 971. We need to take a look at quite a few, and maybe have better breakdown
Yeah,
of what those numbers actually are
Exactly.
covering
Coming from.
from the accountant, if possible. So,
Okay.
again, I'd like to amend Patrick's motion to table the financials until we can figure out a better breakdown.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
Roll call, please.
Digging for a second.
Yeah, sorry. 1 second. Feeny,
Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
Coster, yes. Hutchins,
Yes?
McBride,
Yes.
Fontaine,
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to public comment. Members of the public can address the board once recognized by the chairperson for items on the agenda only. Comments are limited to a maximum of 4 minutes. The board may extend this time to an additional 4 minutes by majority vote. Prior to addressing the board, members of the public shall clearly state their name and address for the record. Anybody for public speaking? Hearing none, seeing none, moving right along. Let's go. Okay, old business. Updating technology at Sorensen Park.
Oh, that'd be me, huh? Okay, so we ran into an issue there. I had ordered it from Amazon, but Amazon does not want to take our bank account to pay for it. So I got a hold of Karen. We're trying to figure out, I talked about maybe getting like a credit line through State Bank, since that's where our account's through, possibly, or
Didn't we say
even
we
a secured
couldn't do
credit
that though?
line. No,
'Cause
I
it
mean,
had to be tied to
we
a
haven't
person,
done it.
didn't it?
What?
Didn't it have to be tied to a person, a debit card or some kind of card?
Credit
I'm not
card.
sure if it's,
We can't do a
if we
debit
can get
card.
one through
Right.
our
We
bank.
We can't do
I
a
don't know.
debit card. yeah,
We can't do a
public.
debit card
Right.
at all, but a credit line or a secured credit line possibly. Not sure. She's gonna see what she can do. I don't know.
We discussed
What else
this
we
at the
can do?
last meeting. We wanted just a straightforward credit card with no automatic dumping
Well,
money back in it so we can keep track of what's going on. We just want a straight up,
That was for a prepaid card, and a lot of those, it looked like you kind of had to sign into your bank account through the app to add money to it. We don't have a sign in for our bank account.
I have a credit card with State
So-
Bank
Right.
and I pay it separately. It isn't drawn out of my checking or
Well,
savings.
that's what they're gonna see. That's if we can do. So I'm kind of waiting on Karen to do that because we have no way to pay for anything. You know.
So would it behoove us to have
Just
Joe
gonna-
or myself, somebody, Donna, anybody go into State Bank and talk to them to see? I mean, if we've been waiting a couple months now on this
Right.
answer.
Right. I know.
And so
We're gonna run
I'm not
into-
saying, I know things take time. Don't get me wrong, it's just like,
Courtney, since you're our secretary, could you take time to go to see the manager of State Bank and
I
Holly?
will. I
Okay,
will.
it's- get
Karen
down.
did say that she was going to have see if the township board would approve it so that she could get us either
Oh.
secured credit line or
Okay.
a credit line that's paid through State Bank, if that's okay with you guys.
yeah,
Because it's
we need to
I
do
tried
something.
everything. I tried so
We're
much.
already tied with the township anyways, because we need to get our
Right.
checks, so we're not really
Oh, yeah.
giving up any
Yeah,
autonomy.
perhaps Karen would
We're
go with
basically,
you to figure this
working-
issue out. They're always very
Yeah.
helpful.
If
Yeah.
they,
For me,
they
they're
are. They're
super
nice
helpful.
there.
And they understand our situation, and so there should be some way
Yeah.
Yeah,
with all the different ways out there to
I mean,
access money.
And if State Bank doesn't work out any credit line at this point, I feel, but I would rather have it through our bank because it
Of
just
course.
seems more honest to me.
Yeah, it's
You know what
more
I mean?
transparent, of course. Okay, so that
Basically,
one,
that's on hold.
that's on hold,
And
okay.
it is on hold.
So
is
that's-
that, is that all your technology report update you have
Yeah,
for us?
I mean, yeah, because I
Yeah,
can't
That's
buy
it,
it.
yeah,
with
can't-
all-
we
I mean,
can't-
I
That's
don't
why
think
the
anyone's
computers
fronting
weren't
$900,
Yeah.
almost $900 to buy
Yeah.
a computer and then getting a refund check for that.
Right. Yeah, but we did approve at the last meeting, I
Yep.
believe, the type
Yeah,
of computer
Yep.
that we
Yeah,
wanted,
the-
yeah, so that part's
And I
done.
was able to get it tax-free, so.
Yay.
Okay, moving on to B, YouTube channel. Who's the report on that?
I talked to Josh about that. To do the, we already have a YouTube channel. I set it up, our new, what do you
Website?
call it? Nope, I can't think right now. Logo is on it, but it has to be programmed in here because there's already preset ones. There's for the village, there's for the
Okay.
schools, and there's
So that's the
the
umbrella.
township. So right now we're on township, but he said that he'll be able probably to get it put on there. So we just have to wait for him to do. I don't know how to do that. You know.
So then that'll have our channel strictly just with our broadcast
Right.
on there, and
It'll-
anything
yeah.
else we put on.
Under the
which
Big
Ian
Township
probably
umbrella.
can
Yeah,
put some
as
good
you
use
switch
for it,
through
right?
there, you have to choose which one you want to use to record under on YouTube. So we just have to somehow get ours added to it now.
Okay, so is Josh willing to help us with that still, or what's
I think so,
that
yeah.
progress?
Should be good.
Okay,
I sent him all the information. I don't know if he's been able to look at it and do it yet. I got
Okay.
the logo uploaded. Yay.
that's something.
Any other questions? Let's move on to new business. Report on Beach and Sorensen update.
I don't have a microphone, but I'll talk loud.
Do you want to
You can
go
come
up there? Is that okay with you? Or take the mic? I think the mic is mobile.
Yeah.
You could sit if you want.
Maybe I'll take the mic so
Yeah.
that's not much. Hello? Okay. So I'm happy to report that over the past 2 months, we've made a lot of progress with programs. Activities are happening at both the Holly Township Beach and the Sorensen Nature Center. Unfortunately, we've also experienced a few setbacks. I'm going to talk about those first, but overall, I think positive momentum is happening and we're moving right along. We did have an issue with a vandalism at the beach. Someone put hate stickers in the bathrooms. We also had an issue with the trash at the beach. Someone tried to illegally dump. One of our staff asked them not to, and they were harassed, even sort of pushed, and some trash was thrown. The police were contacted, so they're investigating. They're looking into both of those incidents. I'll talk about the leeches, I guess, at the beach. Yeah, go for it. It's a natural body of water, so there are leeches in the lake. There are also some transparent, I think they're called planaria worms that might also attach to swimmers when they're bathing. So if you get any dark black sort of things on you, those are leeches. They'll be removed with salt. And if it's the planaria, you can just rub them right off, slough them off, or rinse off. And we do have a faucet attached to the bathhouses where you can rinse those off. Our water is tested regularly, and we will post if anything that's not supposed to be in it is in it, but we're not doing anything different than prior years.
Amy, may I interrupt you
yeah.
one quick sec? In years past, and I believe it is still today, there is salt available at
Oh,
the
yeah,
at
yeah.
the beach house. The lifeguard or the
Okay,
beach staff
I'll double
is
check.
aware
Yeah,
that it's there. You know,
Perfect.
it's just a plain old Morton salt
perfect.
thing,
Yeah.
and that will cure any problem.
All
that
right.
Somebody else doesn't.
Thank you, Kathleen. No, that's helpful. Yeah. So see one of our friendly beach staff if you need to check on that. I wanted to touch real quick on 4th of July. It was so busy. We had hundreds of people coming and going, and it was excellent. It was a beautiful day. I felt honestly moved and touched at how kind everyone was. We had very few issues, and when they did arise, they were dealt with promptly. And I want to do another shout out to our beach staff. We had all hands on deck, plus volunteers and myself there all day, and it was a beautiful day. The weather was great. People were happy. We had music playing. It was really just a really nice day. So I was proud to be there. We're having a beach party coming up Saturday after this on July 22nd, retro beach party. I've got some sponsors lined up to help provide free snacks. We've got games. So I hope people come out and just celebrate the fact that the beach has been there since the 50s. So we're going to just kind of play up that angle, kind of an oldies sort of vibe. So that's beach. And then Sorensen, things are going good there. We've had yoga, meditation, a watercolor painting class. We have story time. Another session of story time is coming up in August. I haven't posted it yet, but it'll be happening. And a mandala dot painting class already booked for September. So things are happening there as well. Well, I get my glasses on and check. We got the disc golf class is still going. It's not too late to sign up. We have it a little more than half full. So we have another session tomorrow and then another one the following Thursday. So that's Thursdays at 10:30 at Sorensen. And that's it. That's it for me. I'd just like to thank the board for having me and the public for reaching out with all their comments and concerns. I'm confident that with good communication and teamwork, we can continue moving forward. And I'd like to close my comments with a quote from Helen Keller. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much.
So thanks.
Thank you.
You have some visitors coming tomorrow? The
Oh, that's
senior
right.
group?
Yep,
Yeah,
senior
you know, it's
group.
like-
You're right. The senior group will be at the beach tomorrow at 11 a.m. Yep. New generation seniors. So we are opening the beach an hour early to accommodate the seniors, and then the water won't open until noon as usual.
Right, depending on weather.
Right. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the shelter's for.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty brave. They're pretty brave. So, okay, Amy, thanks.
Yep. Thank you.
Wonderful. So we're talking about beach in Sorensen. Dave, is there anything you want to tag on to about beach at all, or
Jeff?
nothing?
Dave?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, no, I said Dave, and I was looking at Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Anything? I know you said you had noticed something you wanted to talk about.
I do have something to talk about, but I want to follow up on that. Great job. Can you elaborate a little bit more on the beach party?
Sure. We're so the plan is that we'll have a few activities and contests happening throughout the day. So one of which will be a hula hoop contest. We've got a lot of hula hoops. We're gonna have those out. We're also gonna be leading some like old-fashioned or retro dances. So dances from the 50s and 60s. We'll have, like I said, prizes. I don't know, other games. Kathleen and I have talked about having a little station with like Mr. Potato Head or just, I don't know, just silly stuff to remind. Shuffleboard. Oh, shuffleboard. It's one of my passions. Yeah, we spruced up the shuffleboard court, and I've seen a lot of people using it. I was so happy on the 4th to see it was getting utilized. We always have
Hasn't been used in
volleyball.
years.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So shuffleboard, volleyball, swimming. Yeah. Any other specific questions?
Yeah, if anybody else wants to add in any games or.
Yeah,
anything
exactly.
you might
We're
have
open
sitting
to
around
it.
the
We're-
house. We were also, just throwing around ideas about maybe even board games, like Operation and,
Yeah.
that one that pops up when you.
Trouble.
With
the pop-o-matic bubble?
Yeah. No,
Oh,
the
I
one-
know what you're
the
talking
one where
about
you
with the puzzle pieces.
Try and put all the
that-
puzzle
yeah.
pieces in that gave me anxiety for the rest of my
Yeah.
life.
Connection.
That
I
one.
think it's connection.
Yeah. So any other ideas are still welcome. We have a couple days left before it's gonna happen.
Yeah, because it's not this Saturday, it's the following, so
Right.
the 22nd.
Right.
Oh.
Cross fingers for good weather.
Yeah.
It was, we had talked a few months back. I wonder if we could generate something with a food truck. I know Andy's is a food truck, but generate that like one weekly night that it's the go-to place for a food truck.
Yeah, that's a great
Maybe
idea.
there's a couple food
Yeah.
trucks. Someone said there's a Mexican one, and whatever Andy's does, I'm sure that's burgers.
Yep,
but,
burgers.
It'd be neat to create a destination point,
Yep,
and
absolutely.
that's the Holly Beach. I guess we could talk more about that and generate
Yeah.
some ideas.
For sure.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, I was kind of
I'll be the first
approached
customer in line if that
I was
happens.
approached on that. There is a food truck that's interested and said that they would give us a percentage of what they made.
However,
So I'm kind of just checking that out and making
Good.
sure it's a
Good.
good fit.
well, Amy did contact them, Donna, just
Oh,
kind of
did
heads
you?
up on
Yeah,
that.
they're not free
They're
on the
already booked.
22nd.
Oh, okay.
But that's all right. I mean, we're,
That one in particular.
I know that we're, I've only been here for a couple months, and so I didn't have a lot of time to plan things, but that's all right. Things are coming together. And I'm out there talking to people, and we've had a lot of folks. Holly Foods, I want to shout out to Holly Foods, the first vendor to offer they're going to donate 70 baked goods for the beach party. Yeah, so, and I think others are going to follow too. I talked to a bunch of people today, and everyone seemed excited and interested in it, so we'll
Very
make it
cool.
happen.
Very cool.
The other thing, last meeting I talked about some of the needed repairs to the beach house.
Right.
I did go there Sunday, and basically I measured the trim, and I didn't factor in cedar, because I can talk more about that. But rough sawn is the trim that goes around the corners and the doors. There's a considerable amount of rot, especially at the bottom. Minimally, it's not expensive, but you're probably looking at cost just for the material. the corners. You got 3 inches and 4 inches to make the corner and 4 inch around the doorway. You're probably looking at, about $175 minimally. However, the base of the siding has got 8-inch grooved, it's called T111. The bottom is severely rotted in many instances, and I would say that they probably should be replaced. But if you ran some of that rough sawn along the bottom perimeter, you're probably, now looking at $550 to $600 for the complete, the trim, to replace, and putting something around the base perimeter. That doesn't include swapping out and changing some of the T111 siding. Also, the building needs to be painted, scraped and painted. I didn't factor that in to a cost, but maybe we can, with our staff, volunteers, we can get that scraped and painted. Another thing too is I think that cyclone fence could be painted a silver. It has been in the past. Probably hasn't been done in many years. So there's, I think, quite a few maintenance items that have been neglected that we should be looking into.
I agree.
I'll volunteer to help on that.
Yeah,
Great.
definitely. We should do a beach day for volunteers.
Perfect.
And then we also have like days that it rains and the beach staff isn't doing a whole lot of stuff, so maybe.
Not a great day to work though.
Paint.
Yeah.
And we also need
I know, I don't like to bring my
bathrooms need
equipment
to
out
be
in the
painted,
rain, I'll tell you.
bathrooms need to be
Well, if it's
painted
safe
inside,
enough.
so
Yeah.
that's a
That's a good point.
It's safe
good
enough,
thing.
they could be scraping
They could, that way,
in the
we
rain.
can justify them working on
Sure.
them rain days that,
Yeah.
instead of just sitting around.
How long would you think it'd take to do the trim and all that if you were at a weekend project, couple of years?
Weekend.
Now, Dave, how would that help the, rot at the bottom of the, whatever you said it was? Would it
siding.
stay the rot? It wouldn't get any worse, or is it just
Are we
cosmetic?
doing cosmetic or?
Cosmetic.
I'll tell you what happens when you put any type of trim around a door. You fresh cut the bottom, and now it's raw wood, and the snow builds up, and it
Ice and
it
whatnot,
just
yeah.
eats the wood apart. There are ways to seal that, paint it on the bottom for one, or put caulk on the bottom to help dampen moisture going, or dampen's not the right
Dry.
word. Prevent moisture going into that. But that's, you fresh cut that, and it's bare, and then we paint the surface, but you don't do anything under there, and that's where snow builds up, and that's where the problem starts. So,
So you're talking on the outside. The
Yeah.
whole time I was visualizing the inside.
no, this is the
Yeah,
outside.
outside.
And so if it was, the
I
trim
think you
was,
mentioned something about T111. My house on Thomas Street is fir T111. I didn't put pine T111 on because it separates, so I bought fir. And I used stain instead of paint.
Right?
Now, when I built my cabin up in the woods up north, I used composite smartboard.
Oh, yeah.
The woodpeckers don't chew it up, the porcupines don't chew it up, and I used the cement trim boards to match it. Looks like rough sawn cedar.
Sure.
So it holds paint better, and it's more waterproof than the old product.
There's a product called Miratech that is a composite board.
Yeah,
It's more expensive, but you don't have to worry about that
yeah,
rot.
yeah.
And I'll tell you what, carpenter ants love T111.
Yes. they-
Oh,
yeah,
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we gotta have
Especially
a
the
lot of
pine.
them there at the beach
Yeah,
with all
really?
the sand.
Yeah, well, rather than looking into cedar, but, Miratech, the composite, looks like rough sawn.
Yep,
It's a great product.
and it's bulletproof.
It's got like 40, 50-year
Yeah.
lifespan on it.
That's why I did it up north, because I built in the woods
Uh-huh,
with everything, porcupines, woodpeckers.
sure.
So it was, and it held the paint. I built it in 2008, and today you can go up there, and I only airless sprayed it once, and it looks like it was done yesterday.
Yeah.
So it really holds good.
Question, could you do this while the beach was open with the trim? Would you feel comfortable, or would you want to do it with the?
No, I
make
could
any
do it.
difference?
It, you know, it's a quick cut and I'm compressor and,
And then we're always closed on
Pneumatics.
Wednesdays too. So
We
Yeah.
have to decide what we wanna do though, right?
Yeah.
Cause we either are at like, we wanna spend $1,200 or we wanna spend.
I'll be happy, because I've got all the measurements of the corners and the casing around the doors. The minimal aspect, and then I'll also do part B, the minimal plus the perimeter. And I'll price it out, I think Miratech, that composite, Miratech is a brand name. I'm sure like Menards might have something else that's probably less expensive. But I'd be happy to price it out.
Yeah.
And rather than wait a month, maybe we can disseminate the cost and maybe get something moving quicker than having to wait till August.
Well, Jeff, what about if we discussed money tonight? I know that you are very knowledgeable about this area, and so give us a low and a high, and maybe we can.
We can make a motion to not exceed $1,000 or
Yes,
whatever
that's
else,
what I-
let's get it
that's what I'm
rolling.
guessing.
One thing is that we don't even have a way to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew you were, I saw the
can
movies you were
always-
on there. It's like,
How we
that might
pay
be
the
helpful.
computer. It's like, how we
That
can.
is true.
But I'm just saying,
Pay
you
for
know,
things first.
to keep
We
it.
do have an
Well, I
account
mean,
with
we could say,
curtains.
yeah, we'll give you the money, let's do it.
Yeah, we do have
but
an
we can't
account
give
in
you the money.
curtains,
Yeah,
lumber.
Oh, yeah, we could do
that
that.
could work. Curtains,
So- I think
definitely.
And the other
They-
thing is
they
we
carry
can
Miratech.
pull money out
Do
of
they?
our account, pay it with cash.
Cash, because
Yeah.
we're, yeah, with
Okay.
due
We just-
effect
So we
or
can do
Yeah.
it.
authorization.
Yeah, we can do
So,
it.
is it too soon to ask for those numbers?
Give them a week.
Well, then we'd have to have a special meeting.
You know what, I think 1,200 would cover the whole thing.
So if we made a motion to spend no
The
more
wood?
than
The
1,500,
the
Right, it's
composite,
a
Yeah.
good buffer,
Composite.
yeah.
can we,
$1,500 cash,
$1,500 cash or
yeah.
whatever
not-
on the account?
Yeah.
I make a motion just to go ahead and keep going with these projects. If we, you know, we're gonna have to pull the volunteers together. I don't know, I'm sure you're super busy right now, so I don't wanna go, hey, you get to do this next week. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I think
Yeah, that's
it's,
what I was.
I think it'd be
Asking.
it has been needed to be done for a long time, and with somebody as knowledgeable as yourself at the helm of it, and it's, you know,
Well, the
possible
problem
to
is-
do with all the
I
people
was
on
gonna say,
hand.
Well, if
I can get a helper
somebody
for you.
wants
That's
Well, you wanna put that in the motion then?
I did. I made a
Okay, don't
motion to go
support.
ahead and to
Support on
authorize, well, Jeff, along with one other person, to spend up to $1,500 for the improvements aforementioned for the beach shed.
Second.
Yeah, second support.
Just a question, now to use that account, do I have the authority to just charge that?
At
At curtains,
I think.
you do, well, we'd have to call ahead, but they, yes.
Yeah,
think
or
so.
I'm usually the only one on the charge account at Curtains.
Right.
And Holly Auto and Ace
Ace, yeah.
Great Lakes.
Right,
Okay.
Ace. So
Alright.
one of the three.
That's good.
Because I've got an account there too, I could put it on mine and get
Well,
paid.
it's
we don't
reimbursed.
wanna mix them
What we
up.
do is,
If we're able
charge
to
it
do
to our
it straight,
account,
that's.
but then
the
we
quickest way
send
to
them
do
a
it.
check at the end of the month for
Yeah,
everything we bought from them.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So we're
So
gonna,
when I get ready, I'll probably contact you and say I'm ready to go.
yeah.
should we have a vote on that shit?
Yep.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, we need a vote. on
Beanie?
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Feeny,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Lontine,
Yes.
Coster, yes. Carl,
Certainly, yes.
It's like, great.
No second thoughts.
McBride,
Yes.
Hutchins,
Yes,
Yay.
motion passed. Get out the hammer.
Okay, and then,
3 years from now, you'll be like, what I do?
Dave, to like piggyback on that too, right? You're gonna tell
I
us
just
anything
want to
about
say, ACES has
Sorensen?
been known to throw in some stuff for free too, so you just gotta talk to them.
Yeah.
Real nice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to B, discussion on furnace and air
Oh,
conditioning at Sorensen.
I thought Dave was gonna talk about Sorensen.
Oh,
No?
I'll just
go
say
ahead.
that
Updates?
we did half of the T-pads and
Oh,
stuff, so.
can you, Dave, can you hold that for your
Oh, for the end?
commission
Your
reports?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, because otherwise it's out of line in the agenda.
Sounds great.
Oh, cause it says Sorensen
Okay,
update.
discussion of furnace and air conditioning at Sorensen. We have to get a hold of at least 3 contractors and have them look at what we gotta have. We still have, I'm pretty sure, 1 furnace we replaced. And to get the other furnace out, we have to dismantle the other furnace. because it's constricted up there. And then we're gonna need 2 new air conditioners to match the furnace we have replaced and the new one put in. So does anybody know any air conditioning furnace contractors, or we're gonna check local? I usually check local.
Question. Oh, go ahead.
I do, I'm sorry.
Jeff, no, go ahead, if you had somebody.
I have a person that I use. He's quite reasonable.
Okay.
He's a Holly guy. I think
Okay.
he lives on Dixie Highway, a Davisburg address.
So there's one.
That's one.
Yep.
Now, would you also be interested in calling the one on the corner of Fish Lake Road and Grange Hall Road, the new one,
Yeah,
and see if they'll come out for a bid?
sure.
And we just had to find one more like First Choice or somebody else local.
Okay, and can you repeat what has to be done in the event they ask me?
Well, one furnace has been replaced,
Okay. so
forced
that
air,
one's okay.
forced air propane. The other one is broke down, I'm pretty sure, and it has to be replaced. But from what I understood from before, to get the old furnace out, you gotta pull the new furnace out of the way to get it out,
Oh, wow.
because it's upstairs. And the 2 air conditioners are outside, and they're original air conditioners from 1996. So that's old junk.
Got a question, Joe. Now, is it because of the construction of the building that we have to have 2 separate furnaces, or is it just? the
Yes,
way it had-
that building when it was built was set up by a guy that did the new addition to the Flint Bishop Airport at that time. You have to balance everything, because we got small offices here and bathrooms, then we have the big room. So it had to balance out, one furnace wouldn't do
So I
it.
mean, it's not like we could go in and say, oh, let's see what we could get out, just one furnace. We still have to have that set up.
As far as I know, and
Okay,
that's
well,
what,
unless they say otherwise.
even with the new technology, I think it's balanced, 'cause we got a barn next to an outhouse.
Right.
So we gotta heat the outhouse with a small furnace and use the other one to reclaim the large room, from what I understand.
I can always hope.
Yeah, the furnace people be.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be the-
Okay.
So we need
Okay.
3.
Okay, we're all set on that?
Three, yeah.
Yeah, so Joe, 2 other candidates might be Don Bear, is a Holly guy.
Oh, yeah. He's,
And
I've
then
used him.
another
He's
one that
good, yeah.
I've used at my house,
Mhm.
just for a repair, thank you God, but was Dave Lamb.
Yeah, he's
Over
out
at
of Fenton.
Fenton.
But now there's a new guy on the corner of Grange Hall Road, the old schoolhouse on Grange Hall Road near,
Down there just did that last year.
Fish
There,
Lake.
yeah. down-
Fish Lake
Fish
Road.
Lake, yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
I've
the
seen
old-
the,
Yeah.
but I
I
don't
think
know
it's-
of that person,
Yeah,
so.
he's
those
new and
are
I've
just
heard he's
2
pretty
other
good, but he's
recommendations.
local.
Okay,
That's the only other ones I know.
Yeah, down Bear.
Excellent.
That definitely would be a
Yeah,
good
that's what I used last year.
one. Yeah, and Lamb.
I needed a
think
whole
either
furnace
one.
too.
Yeah.
I was scared.
What is that, Keene or something?
Yeah,
Keen.
Crane or Kane or something like that, yeah.
Crane,
Yeah.
I think it is Crane.
Yeah, it's the old, it used to be an old schoolhouse right there on the corner.
I went to school there.
Yeah.
It's not that old.
Right here.
I'll call him and the guy that I use.
Yeah.
That's 2. Does anyone?
And Don Bear.
Down
You
there.
want me
Down
to
Bear,
call
yeah.
Don
yeah,
Bear?
You know?
If someone needs to meet him with
I
their
completely
Excel.
got it. It's like he did
Repairs,
mine too, so
right,
it's like-
has,
They're in
I think that's
they're in the-
BAIR.
experiences.
It is.
What's the furnace
His
upstairs?
dad used to repair my bicycles.
Okay, let's move on to liability insurance.
We'll put it on the agenda.
Amy?
I don't know.
Are
I
we-
think Rachel and Courtney are taking care of that, because you guys got the paperwork. Then they got me involved, and I talked to the agent, and they said, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then we found out that you guys have had the paperwork,
I don't have paperwork.
or Rachel
never-
does, or somebody does.
Okay, liability, is
So
that
we need
for all the
The beach
township,
insurance,
the
yeah.
parks properties
Yep.
and buildings, right?
Yes.
Right. And is it liability strictly our liability policy, or are we connected with the township?
No, it's ours, and it covers workman's comp also.
Workman's
Because they
comp.
finally called me, and I kind of harangued the real estate agent. I said, waiting for the last minute, because it was due July 1st. So
Okay.
he said, I'll guarantee you, you know, that You're not gonna lapse your insurance. So they sent the parks, a form, and I filled out, I had to sign it and send it back. But also it shows our workman's comp thing, which we're gonna have to figure out, because we don't have a director no more, so that was a big,
Right.
that's gotta be filled out. So then, somebody told me that Courtney and Rachel had that, or Rachel had it. And I don't know why, but I figured I better get out of the mix before it gets screwed up, because if you got two dogs chasing a
Okay.
rabbit, the rabbit's gonna get away.
So when does technically is the insurance up? Is it that, it was renewal date was the 1st of July?
And the guy guaranteed me we wouldn't lapse our insurance,
Which, how
Who is our
long was
insurance
that,
through?
that we wouldn't?
30 days,
So we're talking August 1st.
Yeah.
We need to have it by.
when I was. And it took me a while to get a hold of this.
So,
It's through the MML or whoever
okay,
else.
so my question is this a renewal?
Yes,
So we're not talking like we're whole new, so there's
No,
nothing we need
no.
to overlay.
but our workman's comp end of it
And
has
how,
to be
okay,
adjusted.
I should know this probably, but so how does that break down? Do we pay it per month or is it a lump sum that we pay?
I don't know.
I don't think it's per month.
Okay, because
I
my
don't.
question is, so it
Because
sounds
our
like
bills for
paperwork
payment,
needs
I
to
don't
be
see
filled
it.
out.
Yeah,
And then a payment needs to be made.
yeah, because it
Right.
showed the payment just for
So,
the,
and
Ju-
by the 1st of August, so I think.
yeah, and it showed just for the workman's comp was like $1,600. I said, well, this isn't matching up because that's all changed. And I said, what do you consider people work, part-time employees? If you fill out a W-2 for that person, they're employees, they're covered under workman's comp. That's the only thing I got out of the insurance company. Insurance companies are, oof,
I would tend to
Let's get
think
the
with
form
the.
signed.
Yeah, let's get,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
not discussing.
Okay,
I've
well,
seen
my
a
thing
form, but
is that we're
figure out what it
not
is.
like, we're not hearing them telling us like our rates are doubling. We need to find out,
We just need to renew it.
Yeah.
renew it. If we're
Yeah.
just renewing it, I'd say what we do
I
is
think we've paid
authorize,
it.
get the paperwork in and renew it.
Yeah.
And if there's a payment due, that would authorize that the payment for the liability insurance be,
Is this what we
whether
needed
it's you
for
or
the
Courtney,
audit?
we give the authorization, because we gotta have it
No,
done by
that
the
was a whole
1st.
different thing.
But
Yeah, I thought,
I
I don't
heard
know,
Joe
had to
say
do this.
maybe we need to evaluate,
Reevaluate.
reevaluate.
the workman's comp thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it ain't gonna be $1,600 no more, it's gonna be cheaper.
No,
Is that,
Right.
but my question is, that's for the year?
Yes,
Okay, and that, well, I guess that's the understanding I need to get. Was it on a specific person, or did that cover X amount of people?
It-
You know,
it-
that's
this is
what-
anybody that has gets a W-2.
yeah.
Right,
Which would be our
She's
beach
like-
personnel,
Beach staff.
anyway, yeah.
but do we necessarily have that many less people? Okay, so we're minus a
have more,
director.
actually.
Yeah, so we're minus a director,
Yeah.
but we actually have more people, which
Okay.
potentially increases your what I'm saying is, we lost a director, but we have more people. So
Right.
if we're at the same rate, I don't know if it's
Well,
really
I think
something-
with under workman's comp, it's by the person's wages, a percentage of their wages.
Okay,
So here we had this director,
okay.
you know,
If
and
that's
then
the
we
case,
have
then yeah,
these
you're
people
right.
down here.
Got it.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
Okay, so we need the name of the insurance
I was
company
gonna say, what's the name of it?
and, where is this
Contact.
paper?
Yeah.
And so that she.
I don't know if Rachel
so
has it
Courtney
or-
and Rachel
yeah.
can get together with this and get it paid, and then we can always reevaluate.
Right.
Yeah.
And-
Right.
And they'll either give us a,
and I
give us
think
a
you're gonna
credit
have,
or tell us.
you're gonna have to talk to Denise and Mary, because they're the ones that got this paperwork going this way. And all I did was go sign the paperwork to get us.
Okay, but
Okay.
right
I
now,
haven't
I
heard
just wanna make
anything
sure we
about
have
it,
the
so-
insurance.
That's what the
Yeah,
I
guy
mean, if
told
we
me.
can save money down the road, that's great.
Yeah.
But right now, let's don't
We
leave
just need
ourselves,
to get it
yeah, we need to get it, we need to get it
All
done.
right.
So,
like-
Well, we got frisbee golfers out
Do you
there.
remember
Yeah.
the company's
No.
name? You know?
It's through the MMO. It's same as the
That's
township.
what I wrote down. Gotcha.
Okay.
I mean, we're covered.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
okay, so do we need to authorize the payment, or is this
No.
considered a
No,
regular
No, because
payment
that's
No,
that?
it's
we
already
need?
still
Right.
happening.
It has to be done,
Yeah.
and it has to be found out what we need to do. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'll figure something out.
we don't need a motion on that or nothing.
Ongoing.
Needs to get
Let's
done.
go on to public comment. Members of the public may address the board. Once recognized by the chairperson, comments are limited to 4 minutes. The board may extend the time additional 4 by majority vote. Prior to addressing the board, the public will clearly state their name, address, for the public record. Yes, ma'am. Finally.
Do I need the mic?
Yes, please. Loud and clear, girlfriend.
Thanks. All right. Hillary Allgaier, 121 Alley Street. I have a couple of feedback on what you guys talked about on the agenda. There's a Facebook page called Oakland County Food Trucks, and I found that to be a great networking tool with helping with lineup food trucks for the American Legions event. And they're responsive. There's like 2.6 thousand members. And I've seen people go on there and post, hey, I'm looking for a food truck, and they actually, they get responses. So if you were to throw out like if you liked and followed that page, you could get a food truck for your event. Along the lines of the food truck, if you're wanting to do like a regular, this is just feedback from a consumer now, not like, so that Twisted Burger, because we did the food truck rally at Holly Food, I say we. The chamber did the food truck rally, the DDA, which I coordinate volunteers for the DDA. We did a lot of work that day, but that Twisted Burger, they have a good price point.
Yeah.
Like you can get a burger and fries for $8, you know, and like as a single lady that can only afford to go out once a week, you know, because of inflation, I'd rather have groceries and stuff than going out. But you know, you might potentially try and get like a lower end. I'm not discrediting other food trucks. I'm just, maybe if you're going to start trying to implement something like that, you might start with a more friendly price point. Because I have a friend that went to a local food truck and she bought each of her kids a burger, and it was over $30 for her to feed her 2 kids. She didn't even get food because of it. So just maybe think about that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
So, as I said, I do coordinate volunteers for the DDA, and we recently implemented a volunteer form because I know that you guys need help. So I'd like to give you some ideas of maybe recruiting volunteers that have worked for us. And I would also like to offer assistance in implementing it if you're interested. So we have like we have an email that's hollyvolunteers18@gmail. So if you ever need to reach me, no.
Can you please, Hillary, can you repeat that?
It's hollyvolunteers18@gmail. But so we actually made a form on our Google Drive that I can share. So I have an electronic form now that I can send out when people want volunteer opportunities or are looking for volunteer opportunities that I see on Facebook. I share the form. Well, now we've taken it a step further, and it's so easy to do, but you can make that form, you can make a QR code. So we're going to be implementing that, and I took it to I recruited volunteers at the Legion on Saturday. And I am not a fan of QR codes, but younger people are, and it seems to be the new thing. So if you guys did do like a Google form, it's kind of cool because the data goes into, it's almost like a spreadsheet to where if you did have like a database, because I track we're up to over 130 volunteers for the DDA on our list. So, and we continuously, are growing that, but I really like the online form. And then the data comes over in almost spreadsheet to where if you did have a spreadsheet for your master list, you can just copy and paste it. And then you can go down and you can just copy. I do it. I just go down and I copy all of the email addresses and I send out a mass email whenever we have stuff. So, but I don't have any events going on until September that are going to require my volunteer services. So if that's something that I can, if you're interested, I'm not trying to do it my way. But if it's something that you're interested in implementing, I would love to help you, and I could do the clerical end of it and get you going, and or whatever you guys would like me to do by means of volunteering for the parks to
Thank
get.
you.
I'd like you to get with.
Amy.
Okay, cool. That's good because then I only have to meet with one person about it. So,
Right.
but I
You can always
think
come to
that
my house and just hang out.
yeah, but I think that I've noticed that since we've done the online thing, that we've gained a lot of people. I mean, I really like to meet people because I have to have like ways of remembering like who is that, you know, like so. There's the lady with rose-colored glass. I put little notes like the rose-colored glass lady. You know,
That's
Ron
worse.
Secord. He signed up at the very first volunteer fair that we did, and he was remodeling a house. So he's the remodeled house guy. So if I don't meet people in person, it's hard for me to like, oh, who are you? But it does inspire people, and there's always people looking for volunteer opportunities on Facebook. Whether it results in them coming to the DDA, but if you guys did go in that direction and do the QR code, you could have your QR code at Sorensen or just scattered about wherever. You know, if there's a bulletin board at Wingelmeyer's gas station, you could put it on, and then people that
Yeah.
maybe aren't on social media, because there's a lot of people that are not on social media. You know, so. Anyway, so I'll reach out to you and we can maybe coordinate or have like a little meeting and awesome. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Hillary.
I'd like
Awesome.
to comment for her. I was volunteered for drive the village bus.
A shuttle.
Yeah, for the shuttle for that
The food
up
truck.
there. And they gave me a $10 voucher for dinner. So I went to Twisted Burger.
Yeah, well, that was
Wow.
the only place you could eat for $10.
Yeah, wow.
Seriously.
It wasn't a little slider, it was a burger. It had everything on it,
I don't
cheeseburger
wanna
and fries.
Engage
Yeah.
and open meetings violations.
Oh,
so-
no.
Yeah.
But you're passionate 4 minutes, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're asking you.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, no, come on. Don't
well,
go
no, and
anywhere.
see, that's the thing, because I insist. Well, I asked Richard I was like, "Are you gonna like feed my Because I feed my volunteers. Obviously,
We do
eat,
too.
You know, so yeah, I'm like, I gotta
It's the
feed my
least we
people.
can
I
do.
can't expect
Yeah.
people to be out there for, you know. And so he was like, "Well, I don't usually feed people," and I'm like, I called Nick. I was like, he's
We're
not
feeding
gonna
his
feed
people.
us at a dinner event during dinner time.
Yeah,
So the whole voucher thing came about.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was, they pointed me towards Twisted Burger.
Yeah.
They said, hey, and I got a burger
Yeah.
and a bunch of fries, too many fries for $11.
I get their Twisted Bill, it's a breakfast burger with an egg on
Yeah.
it. Served. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Can we still do a
And-
commercial for that?
And the other thing,
Maybe we should have vouchers for like our meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like, I haven't even went to those.
Wednesday of the month in
Yeah.
Park
I know.
right
I'll sign up today.
Dave,
so I'll take mine.
it's the best.
and the other thing is with Nick Klemp, the DDA does a lot for village parks. Because 3 of the parks are under the DDA area.
Right,
So there's plenty of help from Nick Klemp. Nick Klemp's a great guy.
he is.
He does a great job. Kinnaman's a great guy. He does a great job. So I've been involved with these people through village parks and village projects. So yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
wish everybody
Love the positive.
looked at the parks and wanted to help versus like,
Yeah,
I appreciate it very much.
the opposite.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, bad apples don't last long. Okay, let's move on to commissioner reports. Kathleen.
Let me see about it. Lots of thank yous, as always, Amy. Thank you. And thank you for putting up with her being gone all the time. too. You know, randomly it's like, oh, parks event. Oh, she's at the parks. Oh, she's running a class. Oh, 24-hour job. But she takes it seriously, and I do appreciate that more than I can say. Dave, well, your volunteers, amazing. Putting those pads in. What was it? 100 degrees that day?
I
And
don't think anyone were gonna talk to me ever again.
well, we got the pads done.
You fed them at least, like,
We
they're
fed
happy after
them.
they
We
did
fed
feed
them. We fed them. We made it work. It was kind of comical at times watching how the little, cement pads were getting out there and stuff. But hard work was done by all. We really appreciate it. And I guess I just so love the forward movement. I so love the positivity. I so love that we are running forward and we're not looking back and we're not really being stopped by too much these days. Coming up, I guess I don't have a whole lot on my proverbial plate. Hillary, I look forward to working with you on gathering volunteers and stuff like that and making sure they're fed. And, just the momentum is so cool. I know you're gonna speak to this, but, so much work is being done in what I consider to be record time versus what we've done things in the last year. So that's why I'm a little bit pushy, Jeffrey. I'm so sorry, but when something comes up that has been needed to be done, I'm like, I'm not about waiting anymore. I'm just tired of this project and that project and this project and that project and no answers and not a cohesive company. Because I think we have a lot of great energy here. I think we are all in the same wheelhouse as far as what we want to see happen with the Holly Township Parks, and I'm very excited as always for the future. But thanks everybody for your hard work. Courtney, everybody. You're next.
You're it.
There's a lot going on. One of the things that was awesome was my whole family went to the 4th of July at the beach, and we had a great time. And they said Amy and her staff did amazing. The kids were good. They asked people to do stuff. They stopped immediately. They played all day. It was just great. So I was happy to hear about the beach doing so good. I ran into Jeff at the Home Depot when I was getting cement for the T-pads. So the T-pad project, last time we were here, we did the approval for T-signs and posts and cement bags for that.
Yep.
So I was going to full work on that, trying to get my date still for cement work. During that time, I was asking everybody for July 22nd for cement, and they all had a wedding or this and that.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden the 1st came up, out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like a week away. So it happened. We pushed right away. We got all the cement together. We brought 9 pallets of cement. So 9 pallets of 80-pound bags of cement. I had about 20 volunteers. I couldn't have done the work they did. I was surprised. I had one friend in particularly, Tim, who, to this day, even now on the internet, all the guys that were there are calling this guy a legend, because this is how hard this guy worked. Those were 80-pound bags. You had to lift them up this high, get them into the mixer. It was hard. It was way more than I thought. We were going to order a truck, and we couldn't get the truck on that weekend that we could get the people. So because it was a holiday weekend, you couldn't get a truck from Friday to Wednesday. They showed up. We did a lot of cement, a lot of water. There was so many moving parts that I didn't anticipate. We had to get a water tank because we're in a 93-acre park that you can only access half of. It was wild. I couldn't believe it happened. It went well. Pads turned out good. And now there's 13 more of the exact same thing to do. So hopefully everybody's not mad at me after that day. No, I mean hopefully the volunteers
your
aren't mad
workers.
at me.
Yeah. Well, we got more volunteers.
Yeah.
I don't know how many
is that I made the whole new
with some
crew.
more,
But no, it actually went really good, and I couldn't believe the work that they did. It was a lot of hard work. It was it was too much to probably expect from people, but they did it. And knowing that they want to help volunteer put this championship disc golf course into a community that needs another one, and one that's even closer to town. So there's one in Holly, a good
Holly
disc golf course. Yeah, it's busy all the time. But it's busy with a lot of younger kids. And the reason they're out there is because there's probably nothing closer to town, and this is going to give a lot of kids that would never have the chance, and a lot of people that visit the park that would never have the chance, a chance to play disc golf in a beautiful place. I don't know, I could go on and on about it, but it was a great day. I cried. I literally sat in the barn by myself at 10:45 at night that night, and I was had tear in my eyes, because I could never see. It just seemed like a beyond, it seemed like a huge feat. Cement T-pads in that park is just not easy to do, and I just feel so happy. And hopefully, about a month out from now, we'll have a date for another birthday like that.
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be a little different. We've learned a lot of things this time. So it's gonna be very similar but different. Probably not 20 people, probably, 12 people.
Yeah.
But
How are the signs coming?
so the signs are, there's 26 signs, so each pad will have a sign. So
Okay.
I have like a little preview on my phone, but it's not really good quality on my phone.
Yeah.
I couldn't print them out for a meeting.
Okay.
But I have 6 holes done, which is actually 12 signs.
You mean
So-
signs on the holes?
Yeah, so each
Awesome.
hole will have a sign that says what hole number it is, but then, like, so if one hole has 2 pads, there'll be a sign at this one and a sign at that one. And then each sign has a QR code for our map. So I love QR codes too, those were great. I don't know, I'm not like super
Techie,
progressive
yeah.
and techie, but like, I feel like QR codes are just so easy for,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna save paper, I could print 400 maps and put them in there, and they're gonna get put all over my park,
Trash,
all over our
yeah.
park. They're gonna be wasted trees, and
Yep.
whereas
Yep.
nowadays everybody can scan it with their phone,
Done.
and it pops up. So anyway, we have QR code. The signs look great. I'll probably order them, I imagine, I'll be ready to order them by the end of the week, and then
Good.
however we decide, we got PayPal,
Mhm.
and then order the other stuff from Home Depot.
Perfect.
Meantime, I'm looking for that date for my second keypad day.
Right, but those monies have already been approved, right? For
Yeah,
all the
that's all
signage
approved
and-
for signage and
Last
the
time,
posts
okay,
and the,
just
yep,
checking.
yep. Yep, everything's
Cool.
good to go.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
You're it.
Okay. You're wonderful.
No.
You did such a great job, and you had everybody so organized. I was really impressed. And like Kathleen said, everything is going forward, and I'm just so impressed with the board and how we've all worked together and tried to get these things done without waiting 2 months to talk to this person or the next person or whatever. Everybody's been really chipping in and going for it. Facebook is, these people on Facebook need to get a life. You can't kill a bunch of bloodsuckers and not kill everything else in the water. Come on. If you've been swimming in the lake, any lake, you're gonna find that kind of stuff. Stay out of the weeds. That's silly. And people who say that we love one baseball game, then the other is ridiculous because they don't know what they're talking about. So I just try to
Are you
stay.
in reference to the leagues, Donna?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stay off of Facebook if you don't have anything better to do. Everything is going great. We're going forward. I'm just so proud of everybody. Courtney, especially, you've been really going. And the only really problem I have is this finance thing. It's
Mhm.
got to get straightened out. We've got to have it in time to look it over before we get here to a meeting.
Yep.
Other than that, I'm extremely proud of what we've accomplished and what we're going ahead and doing. And thanks to our new members, don't get overwhelmed, okay? That's about all I have to say today.
Pat?
I'll just go along with Donna. We definitely need to get the financial, definitely need to get that straightened around. Big thing, I mean, Amy, it's been great because everything's been positive on that. Dave, I have guys I work with that are already talking about our course, and we're talking about guys that live in Livingston County. And, it's like, and they're thrilled. So you got people, have a guy who's got a bunch of buddies who are planning on making a Saturday thing out of it, and gonna hang out at Holly Rec camp there overnight. So I thought that was pretty.
Mhm.
They were asking me, so what's Holly like? I said, well, come to our course. One thing I did want to say is that, when we're looking at people making like our leach problem or something like that, I don't think we need to have a little thicker skin. It's like people, And the other thing is, as long as our staff is responsive, and it's like, hey, this is where you, and so, that's life, on it. I mean, I'm thrilled to see the golf course. I'm thrilled to see the programming. One thing that someone mentioned to me, and I thought was a great idea, might be something more towards the fall, but who knows, a puzzle night. We've seen that people who just, and adults, they said include the adults, not just the kids on there. One thing I'd kind of like to see, like out at the beach is, with Jeff on that is, let's make this into, when we're talking about it, let's talk it up when we're out there and you see these improvements. I think that's something, need to do. It's like, now they're not, brand new buildings, but these are the things like we're going for. The shuffleboard, that's great. I mean, I'm so happy to hear it. I've had so many people ask me, we got that out there, why don't you play it? It's like, oh, that's great to hear on the shuffleboard. But I think it's great. I see when I know, Donna, you have your, that's with the Facebook, but there can be a positive side to it. When Amy puts something up there, like it, share it. Because, and that's the big thing is, that's what we need to do. So, but I'm happy with the course and the way things are going. And Jeff, I am more than willing to put my hands or whatever else I can do to help you out on that. So,
Okay.
that's all I have to say.
Jeff?
Kind of to piggyback on that, what I had in mind is these negatives, the leeches and everything. I think one combat to that is let's put out the positive and more PR. Let's maybe set a goal that every month we have something going on and we publicize it. Like the grand opening of disc golf. I mean, include the Fenton paper that Dave Tropins, I think, is the sports director there. Invite them out, to play, and let's get press in the paper, and as far as the beach, I mean, Facebook could be a great opportunity to, every month or more, let's put out what's going on, all these things. We really need to publicize what's going on because we got this momentum. Let's capitalize on it. That would be what I see an opportunity, and I'm so proud. I mean, with all the momentum we've got, Amy, Dave, great stuff, and I kind of lived this dream of what the beach used to be in my day, and I would love to see the beach the way it used to be. So, it's got to be a destination place. So, all these little programs that can add to that. So I'm happy to be part of that and appreciate the cooperation and willingness. That's
Yeah,
it.
Thank you.
Courtney?
I don't have a whole lot. Everything I already talked about. Yeah. Made a few deposits. Got real mad at Facebook, at Amazon. But yeah, just trying to figure out how we can get away to pay for stuff because don't know what else to do. So if anyone has any other suggestions, let me know. That's
Courtney,
all.
we have to figure out a way to refill and maintain the petty cash. Because
Yeah,
that's been a
there's
thing.
checks on the way.
Okay.
I took care of it while I was there. I don't even know when it was. Last week, Friday? I don't know.
Perfect.
So we'll get that on a better
'Cause I
schedule.
know-
It was a little crazy.
Yeah, you said that all the concessions that you had bought for the fourth was we sold out. So there is a market out there for
Right,
popsicles
for sure.
and waters and
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
Okay, I guess that leaves me.
Go, Joe.
To back up on some things, we talked about getting rid of the dumpster at the beach. And I had to make sure we're not going against the village's rules.
Ordinances.
Yes. And I checked with the village, and they said, since we have a dumpster out there at the park, we have a place to get rid of our beach stuff, so we can get rid of the dumpster. So, I got that, that took a couple days.
Yeah.
Because I have to refresh everybody's memory that the village
when you
prop,
have
or the township properties are in the village, and we go under their rules. So anyhow, we can get rid of the dumpster,
I
okay?
think that's gonna help.
Moving on to number 2 was the police chief is on vacation till the 17th. Him and I are gonna have a meeting about the vandalism and different things that happen down there at the beach and anything at Sorensen. So him and I are gonna have a sit-down meeting when he gets back. So when he gets back, I'll take care of the police. The locks were messed with at, the chains were messed with at the beach. So I went down, got the biggest chain in Holly and the best bulletproof locks that take a B key, the big B key, not the little B key, to get into. So we got that. In the meantime, there was an incident, a medical instance out at Sorensen on the disco course. So here comes the ambulance, up to the brush gate, can't get through. So they had to go carry their guys around it, and I followed up on that. The police department called me and they said, can you guys put a lockbox out there? I said, exactly. That was 4:30 in the afternoon, 6 o'clock at night. I was notifying the police of what the combination is on the lockbox.
Isn't the gate broken, Joe? Didn't something?
It's jacked out of shape. It's jacked out of shape.
So
So I gotta get a hold of Brian Claus and get
Right.
him to get it's gonna take a backhoe to straighten that thing up, because it isn't
Yeah.
braced right. So,
Right.
so anyhow, we got the lockbox out there.
Okay.
So everybody's happy. Everybody's, the combination,
We're not gonna.
we ain't gonna say it in public.
What happened on the disc golf course?
We don't know. It was a medical,
Someone had a.
somebody had
Oh,
either,
they had a seizure.
yeah.
Okay.
So anyhow, it was on a Saturday, yeah.
Nobody got hit with it.
Okay, I was like, somebody got hurt?
Yeah, so anyhow, the lockbox is in place on the hinge side, the right-hand post. It's up there, big chain, big lock. So the fire department, the ambulance, and the police have the combination number to that
in the office, I'm
lockbox.
assuming too, right? The office at Sorensen has that?
Yes.
Okay,
And I will discuss later
okay.
what the combination is. But anyhow, we got that straightened away. Then we're moving on to, there's a new thing happening tomorrow at the beach.
The
With-
seniors are going to
Yes.
have a beach day, so, and we're gonna try this out and maybe continue it. Opening up an hour early for the seniors to come out and have so they can have we always have like a little luncheon and play cards or whatever. So I'm gonna be out there early tomorrow, opening up the beach for the seniors
You're
and
talking about new generation?
new generation.
Right,
Yeah.
that's
But
right.
we invited all.
Yes, everybody's invited,
It's
all the seniors of Holly.
Why are you looking at me, Joe?
My eyes aren't working well today.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And we're hoping that it works out
Yeah.
and, you know, that
It's worth a try.
it's, you know, and
It's a great spot.
yeah, it's a,
We
it's a
have
good
to
spot.
utilize what we have.
What are the numbers you expect with them?
Oh.
Well, we usually have, during our party times, we usually have about maybe between 15 and 20. Our regular weekly things, it could be as little as 8, as much as maybe 15. So, but inviting all the seniors, and we've already talked to other people who are interested in coming out there. We're gonna have like a little cookout, the new generation, but everybody's welcome. There's always extra food, so.
Now, what I did the other day was I went down, there was only one light in the pavilion that worked, so I got one of the beach staff, real tall guy. I changed the first one. I went and got some LED bulbs. We cleaned and changed all 3 lights in the pavilion. Went and got my leaf blower, cleaned that all off. Went to the shuffleboard court, cleaned that all off, if the storm don't get us, and I cleaned off the rest of the walkway around, so it's ready for the seniors.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They played enough euchre, I think it's about time they play shuffleboard.
Gosh darn it.
It's hard to cheat at shuffleboard.
Hey, I take offense to that.
Can I say one more thank you
Yeah.
before we go? I want to say thank you to you
Well,
because the mower hurt his back and didn't make it last week or the week before, and it was
Oh, the lawnmower.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was
The
the
gentleman.
4th of July, the actual day of the 4th of July, and the grass looked a little tiny long out front of the beach, and they had just mowed next door, so it looked nice next door, and he went out there and mowed that. Then he knew we had softball Thursday, so he came and mowed the ball fields, and mowed everything that I had maybe mentioned to him. He mowed it all, and I don't know. Just thank you, because
Thanks.
I think that means a lot to our community, where it may not mean a lot to us at the moment, that it's a little longer than we think. I think on the 4th of July, when everybody's looking,
Right.
that was amazing.
The best.
We have to be a good neighbor, especially at the beach.
Right.
It's a residential area. When things look a little shabby, and
We
they,
hear about it.
our mower guy mowed this afternoon, also the village mowed. So everything looks nice down there. The only thing I didn't get mowed up at Sorensen was up in the picnic area, because it took me about 5 hours bouncing around in that mower.
But it was important that the softball fields were done, because they paid to play softball, and we were ready
Right.
for them on Thursday, and it wasn't gonna be ready, because that, he didn't make it, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully he made it this week.
Yeah, he did. I saw him at the beach, so I haven't seen him
Yeah.
up at Sorensen.
I was under the understanding his mother passed away last week.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
mother passed away
And then he got injured.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
3
2 weeks ago.
And then last
Okay.
week he called me, he got hurt.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so
Oh,
last
okay.
week, it was like the day of the 4th of July.
Right,
and
oh, I
everything was long
appreciate
already.
appreciate you got out there, Joe. Something, not to take your thunder, and that, I just wanted to wish Tom, our office help, had a medical issue.
Yeah.
I hope he's doing better at home, healing on that.
Yeah,
Well,
he
I
probably-
I heard he was supposed to go today to the VA
Ann Arbor.
hospital.
VA
Yep.
hospital.
Yep.
Well,
And we wish him the best.
we wish him the
It's
best.
in our thoughts.
Super nice guy.
And that's all I have to report. We're just hanging in there. Whatever it takes, we'll get it done.
Yep,
Which,
day by day.
a couple things, the gate key to the beach, do the beach staffers have that? They
Yes,
know
and
where
I,
to run?
yes.
Yeah.
And it's a special lock, so you gotta, before you can pull the key out, you gotta make the lock, hold the lock, and pull it. It's a commercial lock.
Right, so they
It's-
all know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I took a couple notes, somebody mentioned euchre. I'm wondering if that could be something at the beach under the pavilion. Monday night is euchre night,
Yep,
starting in mid-June.
we've talked
till
about family
late-
game nights. and-
Yeah.
Because they used to do that at the Moose, and I don't know if they
Yeah,
still do that.
yeah, I don't know if they still do. It was big.
It was big.
Well, they used to have big tournaments there,
Yeah.
man.
Now they don't- kids
And
don't
then the
know
other
that.
thing, we're talking about health issues, and I thought about, can we do like a CPR class in the pavilion and encourage people to come
Yeah.
and learn CPR?
Yeah, we had contacted somebody over in the fire department, Village of Holly Fire Department was willing to come.
Yeah.
Kind of got away from us at the time because there was another course that was running concurrently. But I do have a contact over there, so yeah,
And if
absolutely.
we don't get that done, wintertime's a slow time.
Yep.
We could always do it at the nature center inside.
Yep,
Just basic CPR.
I mean, I'm trying to get the car show in Detroit moved to the beach and everything else.
Well, that'd
I'm
be
kidding.
big.
The boat show at the beach.
Well, I started a rumor last night at the village meeting is the new casino coming in at Cyclone Park.
why not?
So everybody goes, what?
Yeah.
That's all I have to report, and things are coming. Anybody wants to, if we want to see any of the competition, we got to look in our rear view mirror because we're all ahead of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, it took a while, and we did a lot more things right than we did wrong. And that's what counts.
proof is in the pudding.
And that's
Just
to
one-
everybody on the board and everybody that's helped us on the outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
One real quick thing about the euchre. No matter what anybody says, I don't cheat.
With that, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 7:28.
All right.
It's adjourned. You can shut us down.
Nice
Yep, I
job.
will. Right now,
Are you in?
hopefully.
I've been seeing either myself.
This will be my second then.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you.
Yeah, just, like
I
I
will.
said, let me know.
Let me know
I
when
will.
it's.
You know,
Oh,
good news, so
I
it's
got
like,
someone else to sign.
Okay. Thank